them are more than pals.
Our show can be a little gay,
But if you're not,
that's okay.
you can listen and have fun either way. Xena, Star Wars, Doctor Who, guests and music and reviews. Game of Thrones, Winona too. We promise there's something for you. She nerds out. We're girls that like dirty things. Dirty things.
Hello and welcome to the She Nerds Out podcast. I'm Kat.
I'm Wendy.
And this is Tara.
On today's episode, we're back, baby.
Woohoo!
We got a mail sack. We're going to hear all about Tara's travels. We're going to do a little kind of mini Earp Division Expo wrap up, just a couple things that we didn't get a chance to talk about. And we also have a report from on the ground from Earp Fest from listener Suze. And we're going to talk about Obi-Wan, guys. We haven't talked about it at all.
Finally! Oh my goodness. We were looking so forward to that.
I know. But first, hey, Wendy.
Yeah.
What day is it?
Oh, what day is it indeed? Well, here's something I'll never beat. July 5th is National Workaholics Day. I don't know that I'd ever qualify myself as a workaholic, but here we are. I'm also not a bikini wearer, and it's Bikini Day, so nobody needs to see that.
A Tuesday is Bikini Day? Like, what are we doing?
I know.
Here? What's happening?
It seems like it would be, I don't know. Those of you who wear bikinis, what's the deal?
Yeah, tell us what's going on.
Ooh, I like July 8th. It's National Freezer Pop Day. I need to get some freezer pops if I have room for freezer pops. Here's one that I think a lot of people can appreciate on the 9th. Dimples Day. It's National Dimples Day.
A lot of
Nice.
Cap
You know anyone who has dimples? Right.
Right.
You know?
Caparel's got some nice ones.
Yes, she does. Celebrated.
Personally, though, I got to go for the 10th because it's National Kitten Day.
Come on.
National Kitten Day.
But what has it been for you, Wendy, for the last 7 days?
Moving day. Every day.
Boo.
Every stinking day.
Wendy's
and I'm living in boxes and bags. I have a bum knee. I'm sleeping on my mattress on the floor, pulling clothes out of bags in the morning, saying,
God.
what can I have that fits, that somehow goes together, that I can wear to work this morning? Note to anyone moving, don't do it while you're working a normal work week. It's a lot.
Noted.
Yeah. No,
And you're
definitely.
broadcasting
Friday-
from your iPad because you're not set up yet.
Don't have anything set up. And Friday, I realized the level of mental and emotional and physical exhaustion I had on Friday was like when I ran the marathon. But with the marathon, you felt at least a little accomplishment. Whereas Friday, I just felt like I was still in the mire of.
Oh my.
By the way, I'm gonna give a little preview for National Day. So it's next Tuesday. It was a week from Tuesday, but I'm telling you, it's a big one. It's the 12th, and I'm not gonna say it now. I'll do it on the next podcast.
Oh,
No.
wow.
It's a big one.
Okay.
It's a good tease.
The suspense.
I love it.
Enjoy the suspense till next week.
Can you give us like a hint?
It concerns me. Not concerns
boy.
me. No, it relates to me.
I
It's
understand.
about me.
Okay.
So that's why I'm excited.
All right.
Could
Well,
be
this is
Something to do with.
This is Tara, and I was helping you move up until Wednesday. Then I started to feel a little unwell come Thursday. And I thought, boy, I really feel unwell. Maybe I should take a COVID test.
Oh no.
Because, I got back from traveling, and then I went back to work for a few days at the hospital that I work at.
Sure.
And so I took the test, and bam, right away,
No.
the positive line showed up on the COVID
Just like
test.
immediately.
It was like immediately, it was like bright pink, the
Oh,
brightest
no.
I've ever seen.
Starts like alarm goes off.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
like
man.
isolate immediately. So I came back from my trip, which we'll talk about later, and then got the COVID. So now I'm just having an extended vacation, which is not the fun kind that I wanted to have. So hopefully, if you can't tell Wendy and I apart, usually, hopefully now you can, since she's on the iPad and I have COVID and sound stuffed up. So I'm hoping this week we sound even more differentiated than
Very distinctive.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm here though. I don't have a fever today, so that's
Oh,
a plus.
good.
That's good.
And I'm hoping not to just need to take a nap while we do the podcast. That's how it's been the last few days. I just lay down and take a little nap.
Oh.
So
Yeah, Tara reached out. I was at work and she reached out and she was like, I woke up and I feel horrible. I could tell, you know how you can tell someone's sick just by their voice? Well,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was on full display of sickness. And I'm directing my show and I get a note saying, call me after your show. And I'm like, it's going to be like over an hour. She's like, well, I have the COVID. So as soon as I got to a spot, I just went, got my mask, put it on. I'm like, guys, just so you'll know, I've been exposed. So
I knew something was
And-
off because the night before when I was helping Wendy move, we were like, oh, I wish she had something to drink, but we were desperate. So
Yeah.
Wendy found this orange kind of drink, like a mango wine or something. That
I don't know
wasn't
what it
even
was.
yours. Must
my
have been
ex
your
roommates.
old.
It was.
yeah.
It wasn't opened. It was.
No,
you know,
right. It was
hadn't been
new. So she was like, oh, well, we can drink this. And so I had a drink of it and I was like, I poured myself a glass. And I don't know if you noticed, Wendy, but I drank about 2 sips of that. And
I
didn't have
noticed.
anymore.
Yeah, I did.
And I was feeling a little nauseated, but I thought maybe it must just be that drink. But I just
Yeah.
felt unwell from that point on. But if I can't finish my drink, you know something's wrong.
Yeah. It was the first clue.
So
Well, listen, on behalf of the listeners, thank you both for doing this. I know, Terry,
missed
you'd rather be in bed, and Wendy, I'm sure you would love to be unpacking boxes. So
no,
thank you both.
No,
You're
I'm-
both goddamn heroes.
happy to be here.
we are heroes.
I've displayed all of my souvenirs.
I know.
Not all of them, but this is about half of them, honestly. And
Amazing.
it's quite extensive.
It's impressive.
We're going to talk about some of them later.
I love it.
From my trips. And I hope you're ready for some storytelling, folks.
Well, let's get this show on the road. Guys, we have a mail sack. Shall we jump into the mail
Yay.
sack?
Yeah. Oh, me first. I have one. This is Tara from AK.
Hey!
Who I met
Yeah.
on my
Yay.
travels.
Amazing.
We're going to talk more about this, all the fun things that we did in our one day together. But it was a fun-filled day, and I'm
Incredible.
so excited. I have so much love for AK.
Amazing.
Okay. Here we go. My cat is going to the bathroom next to me right now. It's a little distracting.
Off to a good start.
And funny enough, I've been talking to AK about texting on the WhatsApp about my cat-like sleep habits while I have COVID. So it's appropriate. Okay, he's done now. I'm going to continue.
It's on point.
All right. AK says, so that didn't suck. Oh, there was plenty of sucking. The joys of Jell-O. I think they're referring to our last episode where we took live Jell-O shots during our live Earp Division Expo episode.
By the way, the sucking line is from Person of Interest. For those of you who don't know.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
Amazing.
That live theme tune was totally epic. Loved it. Live pod was so cool, man. I don't even know what to say. Thanks for the shout out. That was so sweet. Nice to have the chance to chat directly with your listeners, I imagine. I mean, it didn't sound like you had any fun at all. Nuh-uh. Have to say, I'm still none the wiser about the candy corn, though. That was the consensus there. Was there one? Which side had more? Oh, yeah, our candy corn vote. I think it was...
It was pretty split. And
I feel like it was
Yeah.
pretty even.
And I did a really stupid thing. Instead of saying clap for candy corn, I said raise your hands. It's a podcast, cat.
The podcast is a visual
Right.
medium.
That's like the first thing they teach you at podcast school. So it was
Right.
about
Well, none of us
split.
thought of it either.
I feel like it was a split
Not like it was
vote.
that scientific of a poll anyway, but it was pretty even.
AK goes on. Gratuitously double ambushing Anne with pod court and porn, rolling on the floor laughing. And what are friends for after all? I agree. I think we did the right thing there.
I think so.
I'm very impressed that y'all got through that reading, especially Wendy, who I thought toughed it out magnificently. I like
You
to
didn't see
think
me.
the Jell-O made mostly of vodka helped to anesthesize. Oh my God.
Come on, you work in the hospital.
Anesthesize her against her mortification.
Anesthetize.
Anesthetize. Oh, okay.
Amazing. Thank you for that, AK.
I like to imagine she was, in fact, sufficiently mortified that she went on to finish watching Sex Life after that. Oh boy.
I love it.
Then again, I like to imagine Beck enjoying her first season shoveling snow for cash, whilst I have been randomly getting sunburned. Something messed with our weather. I think I know what it was.
And
I
to
get
interrupt-
blamed for this. Yeah.
to interrupt you. So I was sitting next to Wendy during the live podcast, and there were so many different shades of red I'd never seen before in a person's face. It was amazing.
And I only noticed from pictures later that she was holding up the little thing,
Blushing.
writing notes on the
And the little
That's pretty
sign.
fun.
And
I was just
at one point
a
you had your
voice for
mask
anyone else.
over your eye.
You know, and again, I didn't want to distract. I mean, we were reading porn in public, and so it was fun. It was good. It was just
No. You weren't reading porn in public. I was.
you were.
For the record.
That's true.
Yeah.
You were, and I was just feeling sheepish.
Yeah. Well, speaking of sheep, I'm going to go on to read.
Oh, amazing.
AK
Wow.
continues. I suspect it may have been a genuine, real-life, actual snopling bringing the actual Californian sunshine to our islands for real. Very small price to pay for getting to meet. This is Tara. Lots of emojis.
Aw.
Did you know she works in a hospital?
Is that right?
He
Oh,
braved the traffic and the crazy tiny roads. Yes, I did. And mad suicidal animals and came to visit. And it was a real treat to get to hang with her in actual real life. She is so awesome. Oh, thank you.
That's nice.
Same to you, AK. I brought her to a place where I often listen to the podcast, to the oddcast.
Oh.
Yeah, with 2 Ds. Bite me. So now she knows the views y'all be talking to here.
Nice.
Hope you snoplings, we'll talk about this later. Hope you snoplings have had an awesome summer snopcation and that Tara has recovered from her podacy.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Podacy.
Less than 3. Smiley face. AK. All right. Thank you, AK.
Very nice.
Thanks, AK. Love it.
Can't wait to hear more about y'all's times together
Oh.
in the land of beauty.
Hey, Wendy.
All right, I'm just looking now. So there are 2, right? There's
sorry.
2 different ones.
There are.
Okay. Well, we have a couple emails from Beck, who says, shockingly, "Hey nerds."
Hey, Beck.
Hey, Beck.
You
Oh my
guys.
gosh, y'all are rusty. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again with fervor. Hey nerds.
Hey,
Beck.
That was better.
Yeah, a little
How
bit.
was everyone's break? I hope you all enjoyed it. Well, so far so good. Huh? It was good for a while. Then,
I've had a great
well,
break.
Tara had a good break till the other day, and I had a good break till I moved. But anyway, I'd forgotten how much I enjoyed that 45-minute retelling of zip lining. That was easily a top 5 episode.
Well, get ready,
These are-
Beck.
Yeah, you're gonna have even more. That was just zip lining. Now we're going to Scotland and
This
places.
is going to be a 4-hour
Oh my
episode.
Oh my
God.
gosh. Kat will be leaving to go do what she's got to do. She's like, just turn the podcast off when y'all are done.
Exactly.
Things are looking up in my life. I'm no longer going to die alone as I got COVID during the break. Well,
Oh. for you.
someone does
Oh.
want me. Suck on that, work bestie. The kids somehow managed to escape it, but we all also got hit by a viral infection that's been going around, and man, did it hit hard.
Good
Hey,
Lord.
Beck, I'm sorry. So Jurassic World was freaking awesome. I loved it so much. There were so many dinosaurs in it.
Makes
So
sense.
many. I splurged and took Oscar to see it at the fancy cinema. He was so worried he was going to fall asleep in the comfy chairs and waste my money, but he sat there on the edge of his seat with his mouth wide open, just staring at the screen the whole time. It's the first time he's seen a movie like that in the cinemas. Usually we only go see kids' movies, so he was blown away. We did kind of accidentally spoil some stuff for ourselves, though. I'm kind of scared. We're going to get into it. A week after the movie came out, Jurassic World Evolution 2, the game, had a Dominion expansion that we downloaded straight away and played straight away, obviously. Due to work, we didn't get to see the movie as soon as we would have liked, but we flew through the game update. It didn't matter, though. We still loved it and both fanboyed the whole way home. Okay, so the
No
game
spoilers. No spoilers.
Thank you.
Okay.
You will notice there's a picture attached to this email. It's the one I was telling you about, Kat. I thought I'd send it here as I feel you all appreciate it. This picture is Oscar when he was not quite 2 at my sister's wedding. He looked so handsome in his little outfit, which at one point did include a bow tie. However, no matter what we did, he wouldn't nap, so we spent the majority of the day looking like this. My sister did not give a fuck and still demanded pictures. They're the best. This one hangs proudly in the entry of our house for all to see. Oscar hates that it's there, and insists I must have been a bully that day to make him cry like that.
Aw, he's so cute.
I did not realize. I thought the picture before I read the email was like an attachment to just like, this is how I felt about blah blah blah. You know,
like a GIF or something,
like a meme GIF, whatever. But that's
Oscar.
Oscar. That's
so
really cute. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
a great picture.
That's so good. I love that it's hanging in the hallway.
Yeah, that's
Very
I think I wanna put
artistically
that in,
done.
too.
I mean,
It is. It looks good.
It's a cool picture. Maybe we could turn it into a meme.
Yeah.
It looks like it very easily could be a meme. So one more from Beck, a short one from Beck. P.S. I am not handling all this Dom PC content that is coming out today. My Instagram is flooded with it. They look so damn good. It's dangerous, though, as that's how I usually cut my hair. I've been trying for ages to grow it out again, but every time it gets to that annoyingly fluffy length, I give in and shave it all off instead of fighting through. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up shaving my hair this week, all thanks to Dom. Yeah, those pictures have been great coming out of.
Yeah.
Is it Edinburgh?
No, Glasgow.
It's Glasgow.
Literally
That's
where I
right.
just was.
Oh, that's true.
I'm
Glasgow.
so upset.
Aw.
I missed it by a week.
Can you imagine? That would have been amazing, Tara.
Oh man. So
Perfect timing.
I didn't even
would have been.
realize, but I wouldn't have been able to do it anyway with the timing of my
Yeah.
friends. Even though my friend extended her trip through August, so she's still in Scotland. But it's all right.
And yeah, we'll talk a
So-
little bit about Earp Fest in a
Yeah.
minute. Hey, I have something to read.
Oh.
Please do.
Okay. This is from Ked. We met
Oh.
Ked at EDE.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Y'all should have recently received my response to your question about red vines versus Twizzlers in the
Oh.
form of
Oh, Andy.
Oh.
Woo!
Australian soft licorice snack peaks. Just
Is
the
that
just the box smells amazing.
wow.
Good.
Try them out, and I doubt you'll ever go back to Red Vines or Twizzlers. Enjoy. Plus, it was great meeting all three of you at EDE and seeing some of the behind-the-scenes preparations. And as always, Kat still has the sexiest podcast voice ever. Well, that's
Wow.
nice, Kat.
Dang.
I can see why you wanted to read that one, Kat.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Ked. Hey, Ked, this one's for you.
Oh
Ked-
boy.
Ked sent us 5 bags. We got watermelon.
Wow.
We got green apple.
They're what? Read the brand there. It's so cool.
It's Willy Wallaby, soft and chewy.
Wait, I think it's the Wiley Wallaby. A Wiley,
Yeah.
like Wiley.
Like Wiley Coyote.
Not Willie.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Willy.
my bad. my bad. Hey, Ked, I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
It's Wiley Wallaby, soft and chewy. So then green apple. We got
Soft.
classic
Hey.
red. Blueberry
good.
pomegranate, which is intriguing.
Oh.
And good old fashioned huckleberry.
Huckleberry.
So next time,
This looks delicious.
we'll definitely be doing a taste test.
Okay.
Well, next time
Okay.
it's safe to be around either one of us. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
it
to
might be a
try
while.
'em.
And there's a little note in the box. Red vines and Twizzlers are okay, but wait till you try these soft Aussies. Enjoy from Ken. Thank
Ooh,
you,
I like
Ken.
try a little soft Aussie, if you know what I
That's
mean.
I'm talking about.
Hey, Kat, I've got some porn you can read on air if you really want to show off that sexy voice.
I don't know if people could take it, Tara. Might be too much. And Ked is awesome. I actually met Ked at Expo, and super supportive, very nice. That whole weekend, and then ED, very sweet. So Ked, it was so great to meet you, finally, and thank you for the licorice, and we'll let you know what we think. Coming soon.
All right.
Speaking of things. Guys, we got some beers.
Whoop,
Whoa.
What?
Our good friend Alice sent us some beers. They say, to
Thanks,
celebrate Cat
Alice.
Burrell calling my belly shot photo op hilarious, have a couple 6-packs on me. Alice sent us 12 beers, guys.
Nice.
So yay.
And yeah, we did
Thanks,
Cat Burrell
Alice.
when we talked to Cat a couple, like the week before EDE. We asked about photo ops, like anything coming to mind, and she said, well, my favorite was the belly shot photo op, which is really fun. And actually, I have to find it. I know it's on Alice's feed, but it's great. And so for the shout out, Alice gave us some beers. So thank you, Alice.
Nice. I have another person that gave us some beers.
Hell yeah.
Kind of. And that's AK.
What?
While I was in England, AK presented me with a $50 American bill, cash money, and said, since I cannot donate from England, I'd rather just give you this cash for beers. And
goodness.
also,
Wow.
they provided me when I arrived with the infamous Hobgoblin IPA.
Get out of
Look
here.
at you.
I drank some while I was there. I was only able to bring back this one to fit in my suitcase because
Sure.
it was very full. But I will save this for us all to
Aw,
enjoy.
that's amazing.
So, yes, very nice.
That's
but I'm
amazing.
very excited about that. So I'll
Well,
be
thanks, AK.
putting
Yeah.
that can in the pub as well.
We'll use that for the beer fund, and when we come over, when it's safe, we'll come over and we'll drink some beer in the
Yeah.
pub.
Someday.
Amazing. Well, Tara, it's a good segue.
Is it my time to talk about my travels? Look,
Sit back.
I know we
Crack
don't have any
open
right
a
now, but I'd
bottle.
like you, Kat, to find some royalty-free Scottish folk Gaelic music to play behind me while I talk, because
on it.
that's how I spent most of my time in Scotland, and really when I drove down to England too. Luckily, my friend Ashley, who I went to visit, hi Ashley, she says she's finally going to listen to this podcast. She's been my
Oh,
friend for
thanks,
17 years, and now
Ashley.
that I'm going to talk about her, she's going to listen.
Thanks, Ashley.
No, she's very supportive. But she did let me, stay with her and her family for,
Okay.
7 or 8 days. So,
All right.
yes. So, but that's what we did. I said, you know what, I want to play. She was down. I said, I want wherever we travel in a car, there needs to be Scottish music like playing. So we had like the Outlander music, like
Amazing.
anything that sounds like Gaelic or fantasy. So anywhere we
Braveheart.
drove. Yes. So I'm just glad she was down for that. It really did add to the ambience because now all the memories in my head are like have this
Aw.
background music for that, right? So where to begin? Oh boy. Well, my month of June was really busy. It started out with my 100-mile bike ride in Lake Tahoe. So that was the first weekend in June. Started in Lake Tahoe. And I talked about that on the last podcast. Then the very next weekend, I didn't even have time to unpack from Tahoe, where I had to start packing for my overseas trip. Plus Earp Division Expo in Anaheim. So I packed up my stuff to go to Anaheim, and everything had to be packed for Scotland because I was leaving from after our podcast. Or
Literally.
ED.
Yeah.
Wendy took me to the airport on the way back up north. So everything had to be ready to go. And then I was, gone for the last 2 weeks, and then COVID. So the month of June has just been a blur. But I think we're going to talk about some more EDE stuff a little later.
Yeah.
And whenever I see EDE, I think, what's that festival, the like electric, or, where they all do drugs in the desert?
EDM.
EDM. I keep thinking that I'm like, no, that's not it. So that night I left Sunday at 7 p.m. And, you think you're leaving early enough to get to the airport in plenty of time. But of course I was rushing, got to the plane. The plane was tiny.
Oh.
I got to Scotland at 7 p.m. the following day. So it was technically Monday.
Yeah.
So Tuesday morning, again, I asked before I started this, how detailed do you want me to get? I took copious notes of how my trip went. I haven't even gotten to relive this myself yet. So this is, so Tuesday, June 14th.
Oh my God.
I woke up. Ashley, again, I was there with my friend Ashley, who I met at a Xena convention 17 years ago. I'll post pictures of us. And she was there with her partner, Carla. So they were having, basically, they live in Australia now because Carla's from Australia. And Ashley hasn't been home in 5 years. So we planned this, I'm like, well, I'll be there. And I wanted to meet some snoplings. And so it worked out to spend some time there with, her family. So I'm already tired. This COVID's getting me hard.
Oh, boy.
Haven't even started Tuesday yet. Oh boy. So, Ashley made me a sausage and potato scone. So we went
Oh.
shopping the night before to have like a real Scottish breakfast, and then we went to basically the Scottish or UK version of Subway, which is Glenn's, for lunch. I got like a thing, and then we drove to Brigadoon.
Oh,
Yes, the
Brigadoon.
That's a fun
Brigadoon
word.
in Ayrshire. That's really it's basically oh boy,
Wow. We just saw a lot of
whoa, pause.
That was a knee. It was a leg.
Wendy.
Look,
has
it's
her-
a leg.
Are you
Oh,
wearing
Wendy, no.
What?
Wendy has her iPad on the floor, and then she stood up. Wendy has boxers on, apparently.
Yeah? What is y'all? Wait.
No, you
boxers.
stood up and you walked over the iPad, Wendy. Wendy, put some pants on. That was oh my.
Ooh.
That took a turn.
All right.
I have underpants on.
What were you
Now
saying,
my-
Tara?
I don't know.
Brigadoon.
boy.
Wow.
Let's scoot over.
I
and
didn't
go to
know
what I was
I
going to
didn't know
do.
that was that kind of podcast.
If you weren't
there would
awake
be-
before.
Woo!
Oh my goodness.
That was a show.
Ah.
Wendy, what are you doing? I'm telling my story here.
Look, I have
She's
my
unpacking.
earbuds in so I can
What
still
are you doing?
participate. I was getting an
unpacking.
ice pack for my knee.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Go get an ice
Okay.
pack.
I can still hear and talk because
plain
of my
injured.
fanciness.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy. I just wasn't expecting that.
Nor was I.
Okay. Anyway, we went to the Brigadoon,
Right.
which is like a I don't want to say like a hotel, but it's like a little cottage. It's on
Okay.
the river there, the Brigadoon, and it did inspire the musical Brigadoon.
Ah.
Just spelled differently, but it is, from
That's it.
inspired from the beauty of this area, right?
Amazing.
Next to the Burns Cottage, which is Robert Burns, who wrote the poem Tam O'Shanter, a very popular poet.
Yeah. Great restaurant in LA as well.
Yeah, so we did all these things just on this day. We packed every day. So in Scotland, there is daylight from about 4:30 in the morning right now to about midnight.
Really?
Yes, the sun. It's very close to Iceland. You don't realize how far north it is.
Oh my God. I never realized that.
So we're out exploring castles at 10 p.m. and we had the full day,
Amazing.
and it helped me get acclimate to the time change.
Sure.
So this is how we packed so many things in. So we went to Brigadoon, then we went to a castle by the sea.
You do me a favor. Can you say Brigadoon in your best Scottish accent, please?
Brigadoon.
There it is.
Brigadoon.
That's pretty good.
And then we went to Dunure Castle, which is by the sea. Ashley lives on the west coast in a sea town. It was very, very nice.
Wendy's back.
And then we saw there was also a really nice, like, cute waterfall there.
Oh.
It was beautiful. And this is the day. So when I got picked up from the airport, we got our rental car, which, by the way, was a Jaguar SUV, which I did
What?
not pay extra for. It was very nice. My friends were like, "Oh, what are you paying?" I think it was just the only automatic car they had left because
shit.
I paid extra for the automatic because I don't know how to drive a stick, nor do I know how to drive on the other side of the road. So I figured, let's just make it easier on myself. So
Good
we
idea.
showed up, got the Jag. And not my normal Chevy truck that I drive around. So Carla, who is used to driving, this is Ashley's partner, she drove us home from
cool.
Glasgow Airport.
Great.
And so because I wasn't ready to drive yet, obviously. But this day, Tuesday, was the first day after I had ridden around a little bit on the other side of the road. I thought, maybe I'm ready. So I did a little test drive. We drove out to Langholm Farm, which had Highland cows, and we peeked at them from there way on the other side. So we said, okay, we'll come back another day. But I drove back from the farm.
Great.
And so I didn't wreck. I'll give you a spoiler. I didn't wreck the whole time. So that was good. Yeah. So then we got home. This was our first night. So we kind of took it easy the first day. So we got home. We were hanging out with Ashley's parents, and a little show came on that I didn't know existed. It's called Naked Attraction. Have you heard of it?
Nope.
No.
Well, in the UK, apparently, or wherever else it airs, you can have a show, a dating show of sorts, on national television, prime time, where you basically go there and you are given 5 options, and then they slowly reveal their naked bodies and you judge them.
Okay.
First,
I'm
they
looking this up.
Oh, it's real. First, they reveal
I
their
believe you.
lower halves, and you're kind of like, oh, and you eliminate people based on the sections of their body that they're eliminating. You're like, oh, I want more of a trim physique, or, oh, I don't like that body hair.
Oh my God.
Full everything. Then they might have you turn around a little bit. And then as you go up, then you see the chest area. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to eliminate this yellow like they have colors assigned to them.
Yeah.
Because I don't like this or that.
Oh my gosh.
I thought
And
reality
then-
shows in America were fucked up.
Then you have 2 people left, and then those 2 people get to see you naked. They come out fully. By then you've seen their entire body. Then you have to walk out fully naked, and they show every close-ups of
Tara, is this
everything.
right here? Is this it?
That is naked.
My
Yes.
God.
That's how they
Yes.
reveal the
This
people?
is horrifying.
We're sitting there with Ashley's parents watching, and we're just having a ball. I couldn't believe it. I was like, no way. What? They're like, oh, yeah, naked
Oh my
attraction. I was like,
gosh.
this is fucked up, but
Hey.
awesome. I couldn't take my eyes off of it.
I wonder
They
why.
had gay people, they had straight people, and then once you pick your person based on their nakedness, then you go
Yeah.
on a fully clothed date.
Wow.
Okay.
Then they do like a follow-up like 4 to 6 weeks later and see if they're still together.
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
they'll bring that to the States someday. Look at that. They're up all
Yeah,
naked.
it's like
I don't want
no, and they're just out there under the studio
Look,
lights, and you're
now they're
fully
together.
no,
How?
they're fully fucking
I
naked.
don't
Oh
understand.
Like
my
all
gosh.
body types are on there. All and it's
Wow.
like, well, you don't get just to judge. Then you got to go out there
Wow.
naked. And you got to
Wow.
talk about their nakedness. And then the host, she was very likable. She's like, okay, well, what do you like? And she, was very British. What do you like about
Weird.
this person's body? Okay. And, she's making it like
Oh, my
normalizing
goodness.
it sort of, but I was like, oh my
Okay.
God. So, for at least like 3 of, for like as many nights as I could, I watched this naked attraction because I was just, my
Sure.
mind was blown. So,
Wow.
oh, yeah, that was a highlight. Yeah.
I love that this is what we're talking about.
Yeah. And just a side note, I guess the Queen's Jubilee had rolled through just a week or 2 prior. So
yeah.
there's still a lot of like decor, bunting around. It was very nice.
Bunting.
Bunting.
So that was Tuesday. Wednesday.
Wow, jam-packed.
Wednesday, we drove to the Highlands. Cue music again. Beautiful music. The Highlands of Scotland. Ashley's friend Michael was driving us so that we could all sit and have the windows down. And no, he wasn't driving. He was giving direction while Carla drove. I forgot that. Carla was the only person insured on my... Michael drove us another day. We'll get to that.
Okay.
But he kind of knew the ins and outs, and he knew the back roads to go on that were really pretty.
Nice.
So we drove up to Glencoe, past Glencoe to the Glenfinnan Viaduct. Heard of that? That's from Harry Potter, where the Hogwarts Express crossed over the Glenfinnan Viaduct on a steam train. So we got there, and it took about 4 hours to get there. Of course, we were taking our time because the mountains are beautiful, greens like you've never seen before. And on my first day coming back from the airport, I saw a deer leaping through a field. So let's just put that. Scotland was just everything I expected it and wanted it to be.
Amazing.
So it's like raining on and off, just the perfect amount to make it all cozy and cool, And so we got there and we realized this train, the steam train, it only goes back and forth twice a day. So we realized we were about less than an hour from when it came back across. So we waited And we got to see, we hiked up, you hike up kind of behind it. And we found a spot and we were just waiting for the train. And then you hike up a little more on the other side, you could see the beautiful, the other lake on the other side. And then the viaducts on the other side of it's like you're right there on the top of this mountain where you can see either one. So we're waiting, then we hear the the train, and then the train just goes across. So pretty. Got pictures and videos, and it's, of course, it looks like the fucking Hogwarts Express because it's a steam train. It's like boop, boop, and everybody's just sitting there in awe as it just goes across this sweeping viaduct and these sweeping mountains. It's beautiful. Then we had heard of it, Loch Lomond.
No.
From the song. You can play that. Maybe that's royalty free, the song.
Kat, did you go to the Santa Monica Xenocon with Lucy with the flower in her hair? She sang that at that con, which is why I was familiar with the song.
Good memory.
So on our way up and back, we spent more time on it when we went to Loch Lomond.
Okay.
And the roads around the loch were very narrow. I'm so glad I wasn't driving. We were screamed a few times when we passed oncoming, in buses and the lorries and the trucks and all that. So on our way back, we also stopped in Glencoe, and we were eating at this pub, and it was kind of like an outdoor eating thing. And we were eating this pizza out there, and we were on our way. Yes, Scottish pizza, it's a delicacy. And so we're sitting out there and we're talking with Michael, and he's like, I'm going to take you on this road where first of all, Michael has a very, very thick Scottish accent. I'm going to do my best. Maybe he's listening too. So I apologize, but it's like, I can't even do that. I'm already feeling, I'm going to take you on this road, and there's guaranteed to be deer on this road. You're going to I'm fucking, he really rolled his arms. It was great. Michael was awesome.
That was a good start.
I know. Anyway, so Michael Zorro guaranteed us deer on this road. So this kind of back road we're going to go on the way back.
Okay.
So meanwhile, while we're sitting at this pub, here walks up a beautiful stag.
Oh, no way.
Because again, this pub was next to another lake, basically in the middle of nowhere in the Highlands, right? Okay. So this stag just walks up. He's like, oh, hey.
No big deal.
So we're like, oh my God. So we're just walking around taking pictures of it. It's beautiful. It's just eating, it's standing in the field kind of next to the pub. So we get all these great pictures. And so we saw a deer then, because after that, when we drove again through the mountains, and we took a turn and on this back road that Michael knows of. And we went about 4 miles. It's just a one way. Literally, they have little turnouts because 2 cars can't fit. And the whole way you're along this beautiful raging rapid of a river.
Oh, wow.
And it's very remote. And so, this is like, we're going to see some deer. Do you want to see deer? You're going to see it here on this back road. So, we're driving. We're like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It just feels like you roll down the windows. It's so quiet except for the raging river. There's nothing else that you hear. It's just green everywhere, just these enormous mountains right there. And so we're driving for about an hour and a half. We don't see one fucking deer.
Michael.
And the whole time we're giving Michael shit because we're like, use it. And they've been on this road, and Ashley's been on the road too before. And they're like, we always see so many deer here.
Deer
Last time
road, basically.
Heard. Maybe it's too late, because the thing is, by that time we were there. It had been 9 p.m. We were still driving on this road, but it was light out.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
Maybe it was 8 p.m., but it was later in the day. But it felt like 2 p.m. So we drive and we drive and we drive, and you can just keep driving on this road. And you don't pass much of anything. It's just woods. And I got out and took pictures in some woods with moss all over it, And so we turned around, we came back. And on the way back, right before we got to the exit, we saw one deer. So,
well, he wasn't
way far away, but hey, I'll take it. Yeah.
Here's a deer.
And just for good measure, we ate McDonald's on the way there. And then we had McDonald's at 11:30 p.m. on the way home, because that was the only thing that was open. But
also,
you know what?
As you do.
McDonald's.
It's
Spanish.
there when he did it.
It's Scottish.
It sustained us
Yeah.
for, again,
McDonald's.
another traditional
McDonald's.
Scottish meal. The whole time Ashley was saying, we got to get you haggis. You got to try haggis. And then she told me what haggis was. And I was like, I don't think so. But the whole time we kept expecting I would try haggis at some point. But it never
Do they
happened.
have haggis at McDonald's?
No, it seems like maybe they would have some kind of, some kind of, yeah, they did have some different stuff there that I wasn't used to. On Thursday, we went to Glasgow, which is where Earp Fest was this weekend, but I went there a week and a half before that. So we went to Glasgow. We took the train in so we could drink. Did you know in Scotland there's zero tolerance, so you can't even have anything to drink and drive at all.
That's probably
so we
good.
We took the train in. We went on the Tennent's tour. That's a big beer company, kind of like the Budweiser of Scotland.
Okay.
So we took their tour and went to their pub, got very drunk. Visited
You got drunk.
visited the necropolis. That was cool. A big cemetery, very old.
Nice.
We went to the church there. We went to the University of Glasgow. Again, by this point, it was about 9 p.m., but it felt, again, like 2 p.m., but the university was deserted. So we were able to just go in and walk around. We just found a way in. We walked out, and again, it's like one of the inspirations for Hogwarts. So it was so pretty and it was so cool to be there. We're like, no one else is there. And, they're gone for the summer. And we were just able to just literally walk around the grounds. And it was just beautiful. I took all these pictures. It was so quiet. And you just hear the birds and everything and the owls. And it was just really cool. So, it was empty at 9:30 at night. It was still light out. That was weird. And it looked like there were these arches and this like big open space where it looked exactly like in Hogwarts. It was in the first one, where they walk out and they're learning to play Quidditch and they're there with their brooms and they do their first like up and they pull, have the brooms are on the ground. They come up. That's what that area looked like. It was really cool. So that was Thursday, and that was spent all in Glasgow. Friday, we went to Edinburgh. There, I went to the
Is it
Edinburgh
Edinburgh
Castle.
or Edinburgh? It's Edinburgh. Did they say
I don't
Edinburgh?
know. I don't
okay.
know. I'm not
Edinburgh.
sure.
I don't even.
Edinburgh. I don't know.
Edinburgh. Okay.
Ashley will correct me. Where I saw the crown jewels. Beautiful views from the castle.
Who's Jules?
The Queen of Scotland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you read the plaque that was by the
I
door?
read the plaque. That's what it said.
Right on. Okay.
There was a lot of information on the plaque. Jesus.
All right.
And I couldn't take a picture of it because there were no photos in that area. They were too precious. And they had like the sword and the jewels. Very cool. No pictures.
All right.
Then we went to a restaurant. And at this point, I FaceTimed Wendy because I was walking back from the castle and to meet Carla and Ashley because they had seen the castle like 15 times. So they didn't go with me. And I was meeting them at Grey Friar Bobby's restaurant and pub. Grey Friar Bobby is a little dog that when his owner died, went and sat on his grave and was like a loyal companion till the end. And so we pub hopped a little bit in the city. And then we went to a Frankenstein pub. That was really cool. Frankenstein came down from the ceiling and like sat up and really neat.
Sorry?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can we talk about that for a second?
Was it a real, like a guy Frankenstein? Or
No, it
animatronic
wasn't a real one, but it was like a real
No.
full-sized one. But it was really cool. Like the lighting, the
hilarious.
whole place looked like Frankenstein's
That's cool.
slab. And then it like
Wow.
dropped him from the ceiling and then he was like, up.
Kind
Really
of
cool.
like
Awesome.
Chuck E. Cheese animatronic.
Like Rainforest
Yeah.
Cafe, but
It
with
was
Frankenstein.
like Rainforest Cafe, but Frankenstein.
but with Frankenstein.
Yeah. Then we found these cute shops off Victoria Street that had a really cute Harry Potter shop. There were a lot of Harry Potter shops, but Edinburgh, whatever, however you say it, is we know there was a shop where J.K. Rowling, who we don't support on this show, wrote part of Harry Potter, so they say.
Okay.
And I guess she was there for living there at the time. So we walked around. There's lots of cool shops. Spent lots of money. We went to the best We had the
Lots
best.
of money.
We had the best Mexican food I have ever had, and
Get
Ashley
outta
says she's
here.
ever had.
Get
yes,
outta
at
here.
Viva Mexico
Tara.
restaurants.
Tara,
Yes, I'm
you
telling
are
you.
from Texas. You
Nope.
live in California.
I'm
you
telling
have
you.
got to be shitting me.
No, I'm
the
telling
best
you.
Mexican
The
food
best.
you've
We
had
all-
is in Edinburgh, fucking Scotland.
We all thought the same thing.
You are insane.
The best. And the best margaritas because we got a couple pictures.
My goodness.
So we were there again till very late. We got the last train back, thank God, from from the city. And then we were on with a man. Okay, let me set up the train for you. There's like these four seats and like they face each other, on the train.
Yeah.
And so we got on. So it's like, I'm sitting next to Carla, Ashley's on the other side. We put all of our bags in the fourth seat. Like full of bags, our backpacks, all the things we had bought.
Sure.
So again, we're on the last train home. And right before we got on the train, Ashley's like, oh, I fucking hate having to take the last train home because then you get all the weirdos, right? That's my Ashley accent. She killed me for. So we're like, yeah, whatever. So then we are sitting down, minding our own business. Clearly we're tired. It's like after 10. And this guy, probably like 60-ish in his early 60s, just looks like a bro. First of all, he sits on the other four-seater on the other side with his friend. Okay. They're chatting. And then he's clearly drunk. He gets up. He's like, oh, hey guys, can I sit here? I'm just gonna, and he goes and grabs our things off the,
Whoa.
He's like, I'm just gonna put these down here. And we're like, what? And he's friendly enough. He's not like giving us, I mean, he's obviously creepy, but we're just like, and his friend, it's not like there wasn't anywhere for him to sit. He was sitting right there across from us.
Yeah.
So he proceeds to just chat us up for 45 minutes until he has to get off. I mean, it was funny, but also Ashley kept looking at us like, do you see what I mean? Do you see why we should have tried to get the earlier trade?
That's annoying.
Yeah.
Don't touch my stuff, dude.
I know. I just couldn't believe that he moved the stuff off. And he was definitely drunk. He even said, oh, but he was like a friendly drunk, but still, we're like, dude, it's not like the seat was open. He was like, I'm just going to put this stuff down here. We're just like, what?
Get this crap out of the way. Was he hitting on you guys?
No.
What the hell?
He just, I don't know if he just didn't want to sit with his friend or what, and there was another lady over there that I guess I thought was with them, but wasn't. And it was just weird.
That is weird.
And then she didn't have a ticket when the guy came around for it was a whole mess. So.
Boy,
drama.
Weirdos are right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then Saturday.
So day 2.
Saturday, we went to a local festival in Ayr by the sea, where we saw there were bagpipers, a couple bagpiping groups playing.
Okay. Awesome.
There was a dog parade. There were little shops and crafts.
I love that.
There was also a dog in one of the shops that I took a picture of. He was just the shop dog. He was very cute. Then we went somewhere where we played on a huge, like a bar where we played on a enormous, I don't know how to describe it, enormous pool table, but it wasn't pool that we played. It was a game called Snooker.
Sure.
Snooker. I'm looking at it.
I've heard of snooker.
It was,
There's like red balls and stuff.
it was like 8 times bigger. It took up an entire,
Oh my God.
I don't even know. I could have laid across it twice, like long ways.
It was
and like,
it was 2 tears long.
Wow.
it was because there's a normal size pool table next to it, and it looked like a tiny little,
Yeah.
a little kid's pool table. So
Amazing.
yeah, but that was fun. Then there was lotto tickets there. And so we're all just buying lotto tickets for fun. I won 20 pounds. Whoop,
Hey,
whoop. So I bought
okay.
the next drinks. Yeah. Then Ashley lost her phone. It was the whole thing, but it wasn't really lost.
Ashley,
it was found.
come
I know.
on.
We found it. It's all good. It's all good. We're fine now. Sunday, Father's Day. I called my father around 9 a.m. and it was it was earlier. I actually called him the night before because I was the first one to call him of all of his children.
Nice job.
Points. And I
You
told him
win.
I get extra points because I'm in Scotland. So I did remember to do that.
Nice.
Then that day, so Ashley could have some time with her dad, I said, you know what? I'm going to go out on my own. I'm going to go for a drive back into Glasgow to get some more souvenirs and go to Celtic Park, where the Celtic football team plays. So I had my first solo drive.
Nice.
I had made myself diagrams of, I made these tiny of little pictures of like a street. And then I highlighted the left side and I said, keep left. And then I put little arrows of like where to turn. And then I made the same one for a roundabout. And then I taped them onto the dashboard.
That is the cutest thing I've ever
Oh my
heard.
gosh.
You're adorable.
So it helped because I thought my worst fear was like, I feel like I can do it when I'm like, when I'm thinking about it, when I'm concentrating. My worst fear is like I'm going to freak out, like something's unexpected is going to happen.
Right.
And I'll just revert back to, and that's when it'll happen. But if I had those diagrams there, I could like have the visual,
That's very smart, Tara.
So thank you. I took pictures. It was, very funny looking, but it worked.
I want to see those pictures.
Yes. I went to the Rural Life Farm Museum in East Kilbride. Very nice.
I've heard of that.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I have no idea what you just said.
So I got a little taste of rural life in Scotland.
Oh, that's so quaint.
Yeah, it was nice. Then I went to Celtic Park. It was a really nice gift shop. I bought a lot of stuff. We had Indian, again, a Scottish delicacy, Indian food from,
curry and chips. Had some curry and chips.
We had some champagne for dinner. I had a very good korma with coconut.
Wow, okay.
And samosas. Yeah.
Sure. As you do.
It was good. And then I had to start preparing for the next leg of my trip.
Right.
Which started on Tuesday, but we're not quite there yet. But I was just texting Martina and Suze on
Get ahead of
WhatsApp.
ourselves.
So Monday, following Monday, we had a nice day just driving around. This is where Michael came back and he said, I'll drive you fine ladies around town. So but he said it in a very handsome Scottish accent.
Michael's a solid guy. I'll tell you
Michael
what.
was awesome. Yeah, he was a lot of fun. And he had puppies. He and his partner had puppies. So we got to go and visit like 8 puppies all staying at his place. It was adorable.
Amazing.
So with that, we kind of like hung around town for the first part of the day. And then later on, we went driving. And so we drove to Dundonald Castle. And we went to a gift shop called the Wee Gift Shop. That was a lot of fun. Bought a lot of stuff. I have souvenirs from there.
Amazing.
And then we went to the Langholm farm, back to where they have the Highland cows. So I got to see some Highland cows.
Great.
We went to some shops in Troon, just, giving you a feel. Then we found while we were walking around and up to the Carrick Hills where Michael was going to take us. These are hills where the sheep just roam free on the road and very nice. We found a little castle, another castle on by the sea, much like Denier Castle. But this one was called Greenan Castle. And we were walking. We didn't know how to get to the castle because it's just ruins and it's not like one you can tour, right?
Okay.
So we were walking around and we found this path and we passed a local and we're like, can you get to the castle? And she's like, well, no, there's not really a path that goes over there, but there's like a huge wheat field in front of the castle. And she's like, the owner of this wheat field mows down a path so you can get to the
That's
castle.
Nice.
So she's like, you just got to keep walking and you'll see it. So we found this path. We walked over there.
I feel like here
awesome.
someone would do that, but then charge you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it was like, again, just totally remote. You're just out there and you're on a cliff by the sea and it's beautiful. And you got the waves crashing underneath. Literally there are no fences. You just, the castle, I mean, literally it's fallen. Part of it's fallen and down. And
wow.
so we're just walking around and looking at it. It's beautiful, taking pictures. And that was that. Then we walked back. But it was just really cool. We just found the castle. That's just how it goes in Scotland. Then we drove up to the Carrick Hills, where it was a, heavenly sight of sheep on all around. You're walking up, it's like the highest point in that area of Scotland, and you can just see out. You can see the sea. You can just see all the rolling hills. It's green. It's beautiful. There are cows. There are sheep walking around.
Wow.
They just don't mind you. They're not bothered by you. It was beautiful. So that's what I did on my last night. And we just drove and we drove and we drove all along the coast. Saw some lighthouses. We saw other castles.
Wow.
It was so nice. All to the,
Magical.
magical Scottish music in the background.
I love it.
It was so beautiful. And at one point, Ashley was like, is this what you imagined Scotland to be? And I was like, oh yeah, this is exactly how I imagined it and better. It was just perfect.
Amazing.
So, yeah. And so I was very sad to have to leave on Tuesday, but excited to get to the next legs of my journey, where I got to meet some snoplings.
Yeah, baby.
Yay!
So this started the first part of my solo drive from Scotland to England.
You drove?
Yeah, that's why I had to practice.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
for
that was
you.
the whole thing. I drove. So leaving Scotland, even though it was sad, was absolutely beautiful. It took me on all the back roads to get over to the motorway for about an hour and a half. I was just on these tiny back roads with lots and lots of roundabouts going through adorable villages, but it was overcast. It was like kind of raining on and off. I just rode with the windows down.
Nice.
It said the speed limit on those back roads was 60, but I was going about 35, 40. Luckily, there was no one else like tailgating me, because I think I passed maybe 3 cars the entire time.
Amazing.
But it was just beautiful. And I pulled over a few times. I was just like, where am I? I'm just, is this taking me the right way? 'Cause I just trusted Google and it got me over there, but it was so beautiful. And then I got on the motorway, taking me down, and just the southern part of Scotland and the northern part of England was just beautiful. Everywhere I turned, I was like, oh my God, I was just like overwhelmed with the beauty. So it was just so cool. And so my destination for that part of the journey was Shibden Hall.
Oh, hell yeah.
So this starts the England snopling part of my journey. And that only took 45 minutes. Kat, I know you have to go by noon, so I'll try to. So I was texting with Martina.
Yay,
Got to see Martina again. So exciting. So we had I've been texting with all the snoplings trying to get everything worked out. So I picked Martina up at the train station in Halifax. Heard of it in a little show called Gentleman Jack. And then we drove up the road to Shibden Hall, where we met Suze and her partner, Minnie.
Yay.
And I was so sad. So Suze said, oh, we're going to bring, so the whole time I'm there, the trains in England and in the UK are on strike. So I'm so glad I rented a car, because you couldn't get one by that point.
Whoa.
So they had to get a ride there. Martina had to take a bus. No trains were operating. It was, and that was the main strike day too. They had they're already kind of on strike, but those 3 days where I was there was their main we're done.
Wow, that's a huge thing, because that's how you get around in England.
Yeah, so it was
insane.
Threw a wrench in some things, but we all made it there. So anyway, Susan's dad was dropping them off, and they had brought their dog Shelby. Yeah, and but Shelby was a little too hot, so I told Susan and Minnie, we were all going to York after that, because that's where Susan and Minnie live. So I said, well, you just ride back with us to go to York if you trust my driving, which they did. I told them at your own risk. So unfortunately, I didn't get to meet Shelby. But give your prayers to Shelby, because Shelby became ill and, is having some heart problems. But Shelby's a boy. He's doing fine.
Okay.
He just, he's going to have to be on medicine until, for a little while. And he is in heart failure. But we're going to give him the best life that he can have. But Shelby's a very sweet boy. Lots of thoughts for Shelby.
Yeah,
he's a good boy. Good boy.
Oh, such a good boy.
Yeah. So I didn't get to meet Shelby, but I love him. He's very sweet.
And I think we all love him now too.
Of course we do.
Sue's partner. Awesome. Martina, Sue's, Minnie, awesome. I had so much fun. So Minnie had planned what she called a real ale tour for us.
Okay.
So I just want to say that I really planned almost nothing for this trip. I only relied on the people that I was going to see to like show me places. And it worked out really well. I mean, it worked out really well.
That's great.
So we went pub hopping and
I love that already.
Martina. We went to dinner at the oldest pub in York. And then we pub hopped over to the place called Evil Eye, which is really cool. And I'm going to totally design part of my pub after that.
Nice.
We went to another place called Trembling Madness, which totally looked like the 3 broomsticks from Harry Potter, like tall ceilings with the beams and everything, just really cool.
So good.
And then Martina, like around 11, she was like, I think I'm good. I'm feeling pretty good right now. Maybe I don't need any more. We're like, oh, come on to the next one. So she went to, one more with us, and then
bullied Martina.
No.
into drinking.
I would. That's a strong word.
Sounds like you did.
That's a strong word. So then Martina was like, after the second one, she's like, oh, I'm really good now. I'm just going to go back to the hotel. So we're like, all right. So Martina went back to the hotel, and then me, Susan, Minnie were like, woo, party. Let's go somewhere else. And let's get cocktails at the next one, even though we've been drinking beer the whole time.
Tara.
And so we did that. And then we went to another place, and we did the same thing. We got a beer. And then we're like, let's end the night with so we went this last place we went. I forget the name of it. It wasn't Brew York, because Brew York kicked out this group. They were basically a bar trivia group made up of like crazy astrophysicists or like some kind of like.
Oh.
Basically, it was this group from a company, but there was like 80 of them there, and they all came over to this other bar. Oh. So when we walked in, we finally got a seat, because it was packed because they had gotten kicked out for their raucousness, basically getting so excited about
trivia.
What was it? Bar trivia. But the bar trivia was like super nerd, right? Yeah. And it was right up my alley, because basically it was like cartography and like maps and like directional signs of England and like different what do they call it? Like transportation type of things.
Okay.
And they were all super smart people from this one company. And so we got there and we saw this group of like 3 guys like grading papers. We thought they were like professors, because they're sitting there like grading, like really putting time and effort. They had like the whole table, like, and there's this people like all around. It was a really cute place with, fairy lights and everything. And people were just drinking, having fun, but they're all from this company. We found out we're the only ones sitting there that weren't from this company. And we're like, what's going on? We're like, are you guys grading papers or what is this? And they're like, oh no, it's bar trivia. We were too rowdy. We got kicked out of the other place. And we're like, oh, well, who's winning? Who's going to win? Right. And they're like, I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to declare a winner tonight. We're like,
sorry,
what do you mean? The people are here for the trivia. What do you mean you're not going to be able to declare a winner? Well, the trivia is so complex that we can't possibly finish the grading right now.
Oh my God.
We're going to have to take it back. I mean, and they're telling us like, there was like 25, even though the trivia was very long, they were like, you had to like show your work on this trivia.
God.
And so they're saying like many people don't even get half the questions right. And it's very complex. And so people were just sitting there. We're like, don't the people they're waiting here. Don't they want to know who wins? And they're like, I just don't think. And then people were like coming up and we're like, don't you want to know who wins? And they're like, yeah, we want to know. Like, but they understood that the trivia was so complex that they might not find out till Monday at work that Monday.
Do you have an example of one of the questions?
It was a lot of pictures and like I don't know. It was very complex. I didn't even understand it, especially because I'm not from England. But
right, and you had been drinking,
and I had been drinking a lot at that point.
Yeah.
But they were really just like giving partial points and, giving, I just couldn't believe we were there for like an hour and a half and they were grading the entire time.
That's insane.
And then they had like, like a trapper keeper of like things, like they're prepared with like business, things to organize all of their work in.
Yeah.
I was very impressed, but we never did never did find out. I even gave him my business card, and I was like, let me know. I don't think I got an email from him. I'll have to
Tell
check.
me who won.
But yeah, we wanted to know. But anyway, one of the people waiting for her results who realized that she wasn't going to get it. She was drinking a gin and ginger. That's what she called it. Gin and ginger. So we decided that we wanted a gin and ginger after all the beer we drank as like a nightcap. We thought it sounded really refreshing.
A nightcap.
So like 12:30 in the morning, we got one of those, and it was delicious. But I mean, I really wish I hadn't had that. The next morning, I felt pretty rough.
Oh, why?
But speaking of gin, let me just segue here. At Shibden Hall, I got us a little souvenir for all of us for when we're together.
Oh my God.
It is handcrafted artisanal gin with
Hell yeah.
Ann Lister's face on it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm excited.
It's
That's
different
awesome.
flavors. We have pear, rhubarb, signature plain, I guess, and huckleberry.
Oh, huckleberry again.
So it says from Shibden Valley.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm
we
excited.
can drink our Ann Lister lesbian gin.
I love it.
Okay.
I love that for us.
Yeah. I'm just glad it made it back in one piece in the suitcase. It didn't burst open.
Well done.
So it was a great time. But then the next morning when we were set to explore York, so Martina and I had gotten a hotel in York. And Martina's not from York. She's nearby, but so she stayed with me in the hotel.
Great.
And then Minnie and Suze are from York. So we met up the next morning and we all texting. We're like, pretty rough this morning. Meanwhile, like AK mentioned, there was a heat wave in England while I was there. Scotland was the perfect temperature, but England, on the other hand, was pretty steamy.
Yeah.
So, and in England, they're not used to that. So nowhere really has air conditioning,
Oh,
including our hotel and including almost everywhere we went
Oh boy.
the next day. So it was pretty rough. I was feeling quite nauseated.
Oh no.
And then we were like, oh, let's get some breakfast. We'll feel better. And so we found, this cute breakfast place that they had sent a link to. It looked adorable. There was another restaurant dog that lived there. The website was really cute. It's like the dog is working today. So we're like, yeah, it's
the dog is.
and it was like a
today.
witchy type place, So we went. It was adorable. So in York, it's really cute. So it's like what you think of a fairy tale village at the bottom of a castle, right?
Really?
Everywhere you look. Yeah. Every shop. And that's where the shambles are. And that's another place that inspired Diagon Alley and, and all of that in,
Got it.
in Harry Potter.
Wow. So cool.
So, all the shops are like crooked and old, it's just really cool. And the whole city is just really cute and like that. So as we go up this place, it's very quaint. We have to walk up circular stairs, 3 floors to sit at the top where it's even more stifling.
Oh god.
Nowhere.
That's great.
We were all there. We were so rough looking. We were like, we're like, oh man, like really trying to hold back, like throwing up. And we're like,
my god.
and we're asking like so hot and stuffy. And so we asked, I was like, can we order a fan? Ask the waitress if we can order a fan. So I asked and she's like, oh no, I'm so sorry. We don't have fans. We're not used to this heat. I can try to open this window for you. He goes, oh shoot, it's already open. Oh, sorry. This is as good as it gets.
Oh god.
We're all like, fuck. So we go, there's only one menu at the table for all of us. So we go and collect all the other menus so we can fan ourselves.
Oh yeah.
And so we ordered breakfast. We ordered coffees, not thinking that they're hot. I couldn't even drink my coffee. I was like, oh my God, I was miserable. I was like, get this hot coffee away from me. It's making me hotter. We're like just sitting there trying to get through our breakfast. Meanwhile, Martina's like, I feel great. I don't even need any breakfast.
Of course. She's living life right now.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So
I like the heat. It feels good.
yeah, it's refreshing. So then we kind of trudge along I managed to do a little shopping. And I was like,
Good.
oh my God, we're going in and out of shops, like specifically looking for air conditioned shops.
Yeah.
We finally found one.
You did.
Well, and so we had a coffee in there, and man, it was hard to leave.
I
But
bet.
again, and the Queen's Jubilee had just come through, and it was just Pride in York. So
Crazy.
York was like a fun paradise where they had all these bunting flags, and it was just draped with like rainbow bunting flags. They
love
had
it.
York Pride flags everywhere. I really wanted one, but I couldn't find one where they were selling, so I think it was just like a local thing. But
Oh.
because they had just had Pride the week before I was there, again, missed it
Bad
just a little
timing.
bit. So I'm still gonna look for one of those York Pride flags. They're really fun. So I was like, man, York is so gay. Is it like this all the time? And they're like, no, it's not. Ruined this for me. So we finally walked around the city. We're there till about 2. Oh man, I was like, I'm sorry guys, I'm just not my usual peppy self today. Like, oh God. And then we went and we're like, all right, my usual go-to like hangover food is Chipotle. So I need a burrito and I need some rice, right?
Burrito stat.
So we found a Mexican place that
Was
I
it,
picked.
as good as Scottish Mexican food?
No, it was not. Well, you know what? It could have been very good. It just had a different spice to it that made it worse for
Oh,
me.
no.
So I was struggling. So finally, I was so glad when I saw Glenn's. Glenn's was a beacon of hope. I had eaten Glenn's, again, like Scottish Subway. I was like, I can just go there and get a ham and cheese baguette. So that's what I did. That helped some. Oh, and then we were walking the night before while we were drinking. And I was like, oh, there's like a nice river that runs through York, right? Where's the river? And Susan and Minnie were like, oh, yeah, we could go to the river, but ... And I was like, what? And they like look at each other. And I was like, what's wrong with the river? And they're looking at each other like, well, there's a pusher.
Oh, God.
A river pusher.
Oh,
A
hell
river
no.
pusher.
Give me the way from that river.
That'll push you in the
There's
river?
been some incidents where
Oh,
people have
no.
mysteriously fallen into the river
Oh,
whilst
no.
walking at night.
Twist.
And there's supposedly a pusher.
Well, that's messed
Oh my
up.
gosh.
So, you know what? Yeah, we'll wait till the daytime.
I mean, listen, he'd cool off.
I was like, what the fuck? A pusher? River pusher? Boy,
Yeah, we got to push
York. It's the dark side of York,
It's a
man.
wild town.
You gotta push her. Just the way they looked at each other like, should we tell her about the pusher? Like, what are you the pusher?
Yeah, exactly. Very suspicious.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So that was interesting factoid. But yeah, we had a great time, especially the night before. But I just had so much fun with them.
Right.
So I left York and I drove Martina where she lived, was on my way back down south to go meet AK. So then I took Martina back
Oh, that's
and
nice.
dropped her off. Yeah. And so it, sad saying goodbye to everybody. It was kind of a whirlwind driving through. But I feel like, again, I did so much in a little amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
What Martina doesn't know is that after I dropped her off in her town, I went and I was trying to find a place where I could get snacks. And I wanted to pick up a COVID test to test again before I went on my next leg.
Right.
And so I found the place, Savers Pharmacy. And I was like, oh, so I'm just going to swing by in there. It looks easy enough to get to. So my Google Maps, who I had trusted with my life,
Uh-oh.
and I thought, and really like the visual of Google Maps, because the Jag had CarPlay, so it was very helpful to see like the roundabouts and where I get off. So it really worked against me this time because I thought, and I made a joke earlier. I was like, Google Maps just had me drive right off a cliff. I just do it here because I'm concentrating so hard driving on the
Right.
side of the road, So anyway, I'm driving and I'm like, oh, so there's a car in front of me. And like everyone said, follow the car in front of you, right? So I'm following this SUV in front of me and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is really populated with people here. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm getting a little nervous. And so I'm following, it looks like there's some kind of like strip mall shopping area, and I realized that I'm now driving kind of like on the sidewalk, essentially.
Oh no.
Oh,
And I'm
Oh, boy.
following this SUV that kind of pulls off, and I'm like, shit, where are they going? And they're pulling off to like load something from one of like the sidewalk shops. And I'm like, fuck, I'm driving on the sidewalk.
that's amazing. You picked the wrong car to follow.
Oh my God, it was so busy. There were so many people, and I was like, shit. And then I had to roll down my window, and I was like, I just loaded something. How do I get back to the main? I like had to pretend like I was loading something to like get around these.
I'm the new delivery driver.
Oh my
So,
god!
anyway,
In my Jaguar
I had to drive
SUV.
back to the people. Eventually, I figured it out.
In my Jag.
Yeah. Tested negative for COVID, by the way.
Okay, that's good.
And then down to see AK in the Cotswolds.
Yay.
Made it there okay. So AK had, again, the Hobgoblin IPA waiting for me.
Was it room temperature?
It was room temperature.
Okay, you British maniacs.
I did try some. I did have a little, even though I was less, obviously, the hangover had passed mostly by that point.
Oh, that's good.
By the time I had to drive, mostly normal.
Mostly.
On my way there, though, I stopped and I was like, I gotta get food. I can't have Glens anymore. I can have no more Glens this trip. So I found a Domino's in Nottingham.
Oh God.
They
How
had
was that?
no ranch dressing. Never even heard of the
boy.
stuff. I asked
Suffering.
for garlic breadsticks. The guy looked at me is like, what the hell are you talking about? Couldn't find parking.
Lady, we
oh
got
my
pizza.
God.
Do you want pizza? That's what we got.
So I had, I had to go. I tried to call ahead and order, but I was like, oh my God, I have to go there, see the menu. It was a whole thing.
Oh boy.
So then I ate
so
in the
ambitious
back
of
seat
you.
of the Jaguar in Nottingham in a Sainsbury parking lot. Then
very
I made my way to
glamorous.
AK, so I forgot about that part. But I needed food. I was not feeling well.
Yeah.
So anyway. So the next morning we wake up early to go to breakfast at a farm where basically you eat. It's a very cute area where you eat, you get a sandwich there, and then you eat, and there's like it's a sheep farm.
Aw.
So but the sheep weren't in the field by the restaurants. We had to walk a little bit up, and then we got our pictures with a bunch of sheep. It was very nice.
Amazing.
We had our breakfast, and then we had to rush over, again, a very busy day, to the Hook Norton brewery tour. So that brewery tour was much different than the Tenants tour because that was like a big operation, right?
Yeah.
Very industrial. This Hook Norton tour, again, it was in the Cotswolds. An adorable, it's like a very Tudor Victorian-esque building where they do everything is like ran through by gravity. You know, they take everything to the top of this tall tower and then everything falls back down. So that tour, it was really cool. There were, I won't get this wrong, Shire horses, not Clydesdales, Shire horses that were enormous and awesome and so cute. So we got lots of pictures with the Shire horses.
Nice.
Then did a lot of shopping. Peter, our tour guide, was fabulous. So much fun. Afterwards, we went to the pub in the basement of the brewery. It was so cool. Took lots of pictures, lots of good, things to mimic over here in my pub.
Love it.
Again, it was a lot of fun. Didn't drink too much. I was still feeling a little bit, iffy. But we had McDonald's for lunch again.
Hell yeah.
McDonald's really pulled through, and some of we're trying to get places, and then so we did a lot of driving around after. So AK took me to some like ancient rocks. Then we went to the farm, like AK mentioned, where they listened to the podcast. It's an alpaca farm run by a New Zealander. It was really cool. So I got to feed alpacas carrots. And also there were lesbian alpacas there.
Oh.
And I got to see
Interesting.
them doing the deed.
Oh.
no.
What does that look like, Tara?
We were just hanging out with the farm owner there, and then talking like, oh yeah, these alpacas, they like, that's the farmer. They love each other. They just that one really likes to just get right on that other one.
Wow.
So they make a noise, and then the other one bends down. And then the other one just gets right on top.
All right.
Oh boy.
Well, I asked.
They weren't afraid of an audience. You did ask.
Nope.
That is fascinating.
Yeah, but then there were other llamas that weren't mating at the time. Little baby Vivian, very cute.
Oh, baby.
Vivian?
Vivian. But it was a lot of fun. I mean, again, just so much jam packed, and we were just driving around the
Love it.
Cotswolds. Really pretty. It was started to rain a little bit. Wasn't too hot that day. Just a lovely time. It was again very sad to leave. I had so much fun with the snoplings, and
And then you come home to this shit show
my
of a
my
country.
friends. Yeah, I know. While I was there, while I was in Germany, my next leg is when the whole Supreme Court thing happened.
Yeah.
And then I drove and I went to Germany that night for 2 days.
Damn.
Spent some time with she was my German exchange student in high school, who I keep in touch with. I see her
That
whenever
is
we travel.
So
So
sweet.
finally got
I
to
love
see her
that.
in Germany. So cool. But spent time with her and her family.
And you saw an awesome miniature museum
That's
there.
right. You sent us some amazing
With pictures of like
crime
murders
scenes.
happening and
Miniature
Craziness.
crime scenes.
Miniature Wonderland was what it was called. So I went to Hamburg, and the big attraction there is Miniature Wonderland. It was very
oh my
cool.
gosh.
But yeah, if you look hard enough, they don't shy away from the reality of life.
Hey,
You're
man.
like in a fairy tale village, and literally you always know because you look for like the siren, like the cop, the lights and the cop car clusters. So
Yeah.
I said the first one I saw, I was like, what the fuck? Was again like it's miniature cities. They're like all around the world. So they had like American cities, of course, like they had the entirety of Hamburg, miniaturized, lots of Germany, Europe. So there was a river. It was like in a miniature, very cute village, and there was like again like a couple cop cars there, and I was like, "What is this?" And it's just like off to the side, and then the cops are fishing a naked dead body
goodness.
from the tiny, adorable miniature river.
The fact that it's naked.
Right.
To go that extra.
Someone had to
extra
make that little
mile.
naked
Down.
doll.
It's face down, naked,
Jesus Christmas.
and they're like dredging it out of the river. And
They
I'm
got
like,
a little
"What
mini.
the
They got a mini pusher. They got a little pusher down there.
Yeah, the river pusher. And I was like, what the hell? So then I started looking, and it was like Where's Waldo, right? It was
Yeah.
like, where's the crime scene?
Where's
So,
the dead body?
I mean, this place is enormous. It was floors and floors. So like everywhere they had like Rio de Janeiro, they had all like the major cities, and then they had little villages, and then they had what they called Wonderland. So like Wonderland is like WUNDER, so
Wonderland.
Wonderland, right? So it had actual cities, and it had the one part where it's just Wonderland, and it's supposed to be like, more of a fictional city. But
Okay.
even there, they had,
Murder was
they
still
were
rampant,
not-
huh?
They were not. There was a woman being held at gunpoint. I'm talking. It was like a standoff with the cops like aiming the guns, and she's got the gun to her. It was fucked up.
You
And they're
can't escape
kids.
crime.
I was like,
You
what?
follow
Why?
everyone.
Why? Whose like sick joke was it to be like, you know what? Let's put this fucked up shit in here. Like, it's gonna get it. Like,
I love it.
Why? It was so much fun though, because then I was just like looking for it. So, the most fucked up one though was in Rio de Janeiro, where there was clearly some kind of drug bust.
You sent us pictures of this.
And the man had been dismembered. He had no head and no feet, and he was lying on the ground, and they were just like he had been thrown out. It
Man.
was so fucked up.
Rio's a tough town.
Oh my god!
Even the miniatures are safe.
I was like, wait, he doesn't have a head.
So what happens when you talk to the miniature police?
Oh man. Oh, it was a riot. It was beautiful though. So many cool things going on in there. Anyway, oh man, so then I got back on my plane. Oh boy, it was great trip. So
Amazing
many things.
trip, Tara. This sounds incredible.
It was just a whirlwind. So much happened. I have a lot of great pictures that I
Yeah.
haven't even looked at. Because then I got home Sunday night. I had to go to work Monday morning. That was
Bullshit.
rough.
That is bullshit.
And then I
And then she had to help me move for 3 straight days.
Literally, I left
I
work.
felt horrible.
Oh.
I'm inept at moving, so I couldn't have done it without her, but I still felt bad.
So no, don't feel bad. It was fine.
Thank
I
you.
just,
Even when you were sick on Thursday, you're like, I can still come. I'm like, no. And then you
that
got
was
the
before
test.
the test. Yeah.
Before the
I
test,
was like,
yeah.
let
And
me
then once she
just
got that, I'm like, well,
see
not
how I
only
feel
can she
later.
not come, I can't ask anyone else to help because I can't. I've been exposed.
Yeah.
So,
but it was so great. I just thank Minnie and Suze and AK and Martina. Thank you so much. I had such a lovely time. That's my new word that I'm bringing back. Lovely. It was amazing. It was just so many things happening. It was just, I had a ball. It was awesome. Even with the hangover, that was the whole experience too.
It's part of the deal. And thank you to them for taking such good care of you and showing you such a great time. And I can't wait. Wendy, you and I, we got to do this.
I'm ready.
We got to do a UK SNOP tour.
I'm down.
All right.
Say when.
You down to clown? Well, it sounds like you need a nap, Tara.
I do.
But you can't take one yet.
That was like an hour. Sorry, everybody.
No, that was great. Are you kidding? Tara, that's what people are here for. Let's not kid ourselves. It was great. That was so much fun. It felt like we were there.
I'm glad.
With all the sheep. So, and like as you kind of said right before, like you literally left EDE for the airport, which is amazing. So your whirlwind tour started in Anaheim. And so, we recorded there. It was incredible. Huge shout out to Liz in LA. Liz is a crazy person.
Oh, yes. Crazy awesome.
Liz loads up a cooler of beer. She drives from LA to Anaheim. She drops it off with us. She watches our recording, and then she left because she had to go pick up her dog. She came just to hang out and watch the show and give us beer.
And give us a
lot
cooler
of beer. Yeah.
So, and great beer, like really cool, fun, like 805, because she knew you like 805 and like a rainbow IPA for me. It was awesome.
The Santa Monica beer, which is really tasty as well. Amazing.
Let me tell you, Liz, that beer and the cooler came in very handy during my move, because how many times I just go to the fridge and say, I need a beer, and I had a fridge full. And then I moved most of my refrigerator freezer food in the cooler. So
amazing.
Thank you.
So Liz, thank you from the bottom of our heart. We have to hang out. We have to do something. With Liz for sure. We have to have we're gonna have like a little SoCal meetup thing. We have to do that. And of course, the three of us got to meet Kat Burrell together, which was really fun. And of course, we were able to present her with her Snoppy. Wendy stayed up all night crafting, sculpting.
For an hour.
Creating this beautiful Snoppy. And
my medium is photo paper and cardboard. But you know what? So many people thought it looked actually 3D in the pictures. It actually came across really, really good. For such a hack job of putting it together.
It was perfect. So I'm
glad. Yeah.
And I think she was touched. I really do. I think it meant a lot to her.
I saw a little tear roll down her cheek.
I thought so too, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
we did. We met Emily too. We told her that she could, if she played her cards right, be in the running for the Kat Burrell Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah.
I think we told her that. Kat usually wins, but it's not guaranteed.
I'll tell you what, if Emily came on this podcast, she'd be a goddamn winner. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The invitation has been made. And then, of course, we took the Snoppy back from Kat.
After she signed it. She did sign it, yeah.
And it was just really fun. It was great to actually see her in real life and to spend time with her was great. And it was a great weekend overall. And we loved seeing everybody. We saw Jackie a bunch, Karen O, again Ked. I'm sure I'm forgetting other people. It was just so much fun. We had a great time. We had a blast.
No, it was fun. It was fun meeting the people that the snoplings, and then just being in that environment. I had never been to an Earp con, and it just felt like back in the Xena day, where it was just such a fun community of people to hang out with, and all the exciting panels, and the cast that sort of at this point kind of knows a lot of the people. So it's just like this big fun family atmosphere. And that was a lot of fun to go to.
It was awesome. And it was kind of like as soon as you guys arrived, it's like, okay, we got to go. We got to go do this cast photo with Noe because we got the whole bugging thing. And then we got to get you in with Kat Burrell. And before we do that, why don't you go see him? Like, you guys were just like, okay, I don't know.
Honestly, made me feel like what celebrities probably feel like in some of those, where they get there and there are people like, all right, first you got photo ops over here, then you got to go sign over here, then you got to meet and greet over here, and you got to do this. And that's what it felt like, because we were in control of none of it. And we were just hearing that there were photos and we had to be there for them. And it was fun. I liked having other people just tell me where to go.
Yeah. Once
It was
again,
nice.
I planned absolutely nothing, but I did a lot.
Right.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
easier. Just come with me. It's fine.
And thank you again, Jackie, for the ticket. Jackie gave me her ticket.
Awesome.
So that which gave us like autograph coupons that we got to meet Emily with,
That's right.
and Kat, and a photo op with Kat. I think that's what we used for our photo op, our
think
stop
you're right.
photo op.
Yeah. It worked out really well. And also Aaron. Sorry, I forgot Aaron. Big shout out to Aaron McGonigal.
Oh yeah,
Very
Erin.
sweet, and she was so much fun to hang out with.
Erin's
and,
awesome.
She's great. So yeah, great time, guys. Can't wait to do it again. And the panels should be dropping soon, so you guys can see my panels. You can
Yay!
see, the ones, Jill's and Anne's one that you guys couldn't watch, but can't wait for people to see them. It was, I think they were good. I don't know.
I've heard that they were wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. You'll be the judges for sure, but
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
we'll tell you honestly.
I know you will.
Brutal honesty.
I know. That's what I expect from you
So
guys. So we'll see. But yeah, can't wait. And people are festing it up this weekend
oh my God, so jealous.
in your hometown, Tara, Glasgow.
I was just there in Glasgow. I didn't even realize when I was there, and Susan and me are like, why didn't you come the next week when we're going to be in
question.
Glasgow? And I was like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. And Martina hasn't watched Winona. And so we're trying to convince her that she needs to start watching it. So
That's
hopefully,
crazy to
Martina,
me.
you start watching it. I think you like it. Yeah.
I think so too, Martina. It's crazy to me that people.
How did Martina find us? I feel like a lot of
Xena.
our people.
Xena.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that
right.
makes
That's
sense.
right.
That's right.
Hence Martina being at the retreat.
Yeah, right.
Gotcha.
makes
Noted.
So there you go. And yeah, so you got a cool text from Suze, right, Tara?
I did. So, been keeping in touch with everybody with AK, Suze, and Martina, and just got some fun pictures from Suze. And that was their first con too for Suze and Minnie. They'd never been to an Earp con, so they were
Nice.
really excited. And they had just started when I met them on their like water bottles had a sticker that said Earper since 2021. So they're kind of newer to the fandom. So this is their first experience. So they were really excited. So yeah, lots of really cute pictures of Suze and Dom, and oh my gosh, what's her Kat? Well, not Kat. I didn't forget Kat's name, but
Melanie.
yes, Melanie. The other person. Oh my gosh, Sullivan.
Oh, so, yeah, Charlotte Sullivan.
Charlotte
Sullivan. Thank
She's
you.
a
Oh my God.
Sullivan fan.
Yes, but all of those people.
Is fun. So,
Yes.
Charlotte's fun.
Yes, but in Suze's picture with Kat Burrell, she was wearing a certain shirt that said her snop shirt. Specifically a gay for Tara snop shirt, but snop shirt. And Minnie was giving her shit when we were meeting, and she's like, I said she should wear that shirt. You know, I didn't let her something like that. She was gonna wear it. I was like, that's fine. But I should have worn my gay for Tara shirt, you know. But anyway, she wore it in the picture with Kat, and I guess Kat commented and said, it's just better if I read the text from Suze, I
let's
think.
do that.
Yeah. Well, Suze posted it on the Twitter as well,
She did.
and said, scrolling back. Oh, yep. She
Don't
took
read the wrong
picture
text from
Kat. Yeah. During the autograph, she was asking me about my T-shirt, so I told her about meeting up with you. She was saying how fun you guys are.
We're fun.
Kat thinks we're fun.
So in her photo with Kat Burrell, she is wearing her She Nerds Out T-shirt.
Suze, you're a legend.
Worldwide,
Wow.
Suze, you
Amazing.
are a legend. Thank you.
Suze. It's a good looking shirt. Looks good on you, Suze.
Kat Burrell just can't escape.
No, at this point,
Nope.
she's like, I'm a little worried.
Yeah.
They don't stop following me.
Should
They
I
send
be
their people.
concerned? Awesome. Okay. Well, I mean, we could talk Obi-Wan. Or should we save it?
Maybe save it and do like maybe a TV recap of Obi-Wan, Gentleman Jack hacks or something
know,
for the
we
next
can-
one.
You know, that's what we'll do. We'll do. How about next episode is a big after party for
Okay,
Obi-Wan
after party for shows.
and Gentleman Jack.
I feel like I need a rewatch of Obi-Wan anyway, and have to finish Gentleman Jack. So if I can find my
know, I do
TV
too.
this week, I'll do it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm
should be a
gonna have to go
priority.
get my other TV. Yeah, no, that is a priority. So I'm gonna finish that today.
Yeah.
And then I'll find clothes.
I asked Suze for an official review of the convention as
Yeah.
a first-time congoer. Would you like me to read what Suze wrote?
Please read that.
Sue says, as a first-time congoer, honestly, the whole weekend has been really well organized. All the volunteers were super helpful, and we've been chatting with one of the organizers, Liz, and they were great and talked about how they've tried to design the con to be as unstressful as possible, especially for neurodiverse people, which I definitely thought they'd had accomplished. And Adeline was fucking awesome. I got some text about the party last night with
I
Adeline
saw some
as a
video
DJ.
from that. Yeah.
Looked pretty
Adeline's
pretty
fun.
wild. Yeah. Like a remix of the theme song. It was pretty cool.
That's dope.
She DJing, and there was some like lit dance, like,
Dancing.
like actual lit up, like with
Yeah.
things with lights on them. And
Isn't she wearing wings or something?
yeah, wings
Yeah.
of some kind.
Rainbow wings, yeah.
It looked like a freaking party, man.
So dope. Yeah, we're gonna try to
Yeah.
get Adeline on the show. We're in contact.
Sweet.
She was nice enough to let us play Ghost as a joke during Tara and Anne's porn week.
Oh boy.
And I said, hey, by the way, we'd love to have you on. She's like, sure, hit me up. So maybe in August we'll have Adeline on and talk about all kinds of fun stuff. All right. Well, it's good to have you back, Tara. We're glad you made it home
Thank you.
safe.
Glad to be here.
Sorry you're not feeling good.
Some point I'll make you all sit through my slideshow pictures for the 2 hours of just, I'm going to
Bring it.
actually buy a slide projector
Wow.
and do them
Investment.
old school style.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I really am. I can't wait to see your pictures for real. And Wendy, good luck with the move.
Thank you. I'm about to get right back to it as soon as we're done.
I know
for
it.
one more
I know
load. One more load.
But it's good to be back, guys. It's good to be
I know.
back.
hmm
I missed you.
It was
guys.
very lonely that weekend when Tara was gone. We weren't doing a podcast. And then I realized Sunday was so long. Like I was doing all these things around the house and I was like, it's only 11? Where does my time usually go? And I realized, oh yeah, usually I'm podcasting or going over to Tara's for something. And the weekend was just extra long, but
Yeah.
it was also extra lonely.
Oh.
Oh. Well, I had a great time.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Time flew by.
It did. I'm
I had
glad
a
to be
good
back,
time.
though. I missed the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I missed you guys. I was excited about
What you
today,
do on
so.
our summer break, Kat?
Eh,
Anything to speak of?
went to
Putzed around the
Mammoth
house? Oh,
to
the
Mammoth.
Mammoth is great.
with the doggo.
No.
Kind of I've just been chilling out. It's been nice. I'm not working right now, so
Oh,
I'm
that
just
does
like
sound wonderful.
so lazy. I just watch TV and scroll on
Yeah.
my phone all day. It's pretty great.
That sounds like a great day to me.
What else did we do? Did we do something else? Mammoth? No, that's pretty much it. We had a good time.
Sounds like a good time.
Exciting.
Well,
Well, there you go. I think that about does it, guys.
Okay.
and that's what we did on our summer vacation. Well, if you want to, check in with us or probably see some of the amazing pictures that Tara will be posting of her
Yes. Will you
journey.
post pictures?
Yes, I will. I have
Okay,
all the
great.
time in the world to post them right
Perfect.
now.
That's true, you do. Well, you can check it out at the Twitter at Snot Podcast with 1D.
And Instagram and Facebook at She Nerds Out Podcast. And also, my Facebook still doesn't work. So, again, if you know anyone that works for Facebook and could help me out, please let me know.
That's so disappointing. And if you want to send us an email, you can send that to shenerdsOut@gmail.com. You can go to our website, shenerdsOut.com, for one-stop schnopping. We have merch. We have old episodes you can catch up on. You can buy us a beer. You can leave us a voicemail. All the things.
So many things.
So many things.
All right, well, it's good to be back, and it's good to be able to say once again, till next week, She nerds out.
She nerds out. We're girls that like nerdy things. Nerdy things.
All right, here we go. I'm going to start the show.
Okay.
I'm just going to do it.
Okay.